Good morning students. Our next topic is excretion, and first of all we will discuss excretion in human beings, right? Removal of nitrogenous wastes is very essential from the body because these wastes, they are harmful for us and they need immediate removal, and the process of elimination of waste products from our body, it is done by kidneys. So we have well developed excretory system. Human excretory system consists of a pair of kidneys, pair of ureters, a urinary bladder and a urethra, right? So here is the diagram for human excretory system. We have pair of kidneys, that is right and left and right kidney, then tube-like structures which are called as ureters, and these tubes they open into urinary bladder, which is a sac-like structure. The wall of bladder is extensible, it is flexible, it can store urine temporarily for some time, and when there is urge to pass out urine, it is passed out through urethra, and the opening of urethra is guarded by a sphincter muscle, right? So now let us discuss structure of kidneys in detail. Kidneys are located in abdomen on either side of the backbone. We have one kidney on the left side of the body and other kidney on the right side of the body. Structural and functional units of kidney are nephrons. Nephrons are present in millions, like kidneys have the millions of nephrons for the filtration of urine. The urine is formed and it is passed into urinary bladder, and then through ureters it is stored in the bladder, and through urethra it is passed out, right? So let us now discuss urine formation. Urine formation, blood which comes to the kidneys, it is filtered out and remove wastes. Wastes are mainly nitrogenous waste materials such as urea and uric acid, right? So nephrons. First of all, let's see how nephron look like. This is the structure of a nephron. It has a cup-shaped structure which is called as Bowman's capsule. Inside it is a network of blood capillaries which is glomerulus. Then Bowman's capsule has a tube which is divided into three parts, that is PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, then loop of Henle, U-shaped thin tube which has descending and ascending limb, and then DCT which is distal convoluted tubule, and then lastly it opens into collecting duct, right? And blood vessels, blood capillaries and the duct of nephron, they are in close contact with each other for urine formation, right? So nephrons, let's see how they work. They consist of a Bowman's capsule, PCT that is proximal convoluted tubule, DCT distal convoluted tubule, and a collecting duct. Bowman's capsule is a cup-shaped structure which consists of glomerulus, and it has network of thin-walled blood capillaries that help in filtration of blood. The cup-shaped end of tube is it collects the filtered urine. Initial filtrate consists of glucose, amino acids, salts and water. Major amount of water is present in it and reabsorbed as urine flows along the tube. Means water is reabsorbed, right? The amount of water reabsorbed, it depends on how much excess water is there in the body and how much dissolved waste there is to be excreted. So whatever the urine is formed, it is passed into long tubes which are called as ureters, and ureters open into urinary bladder in which urine is temporarily stored, and from urethra it is passed out, and urethra has a sphincter muscle which opens when there is urge to pass out urine, right? Next is artificial kidney. I think you all must have heard of hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is done for the patients whose kidney or kidneys, they do not work properly. So artificial kidney is a device to remove nitrogenous waste products from the body through dialysis. The process is dialysis, in which blood is artificially filtered, because when kidneys do not work properly, the blood is filtered outside the body and it is sent back to the body for normal functioning, right? So sometimes due to some injury, some infection, restricted blood flow, the activity of kidneys get reduced, and this lead to the accumulation of poisonous waste in the body, and if the poisonous waste materials they keep on accumulating in our body, it can lead to death. So in that case artificial kidney is used. So let's see how it works. It actually contains a number of tubes with a semi-permeable lining suspended in a tank filled with dialysing fluid. This fluid has some same osmotic pressure as blood. The patient's blood is taken through these tubes. Waste from the blood passes into the dialysing fluid by diffusion. Okay, and then purified blood is pumped back to the body of the patient, and there is no reabsorption involved. Normally in a healthy adult, initial filtrate in the kidney is about 180 liters daily. However, the volume of actually excreted is only a liter or 2 because remaining is reabsorbed. Because it's very essential to make sure that a large amount of water should not be excreted out. Water is essential for our body to work, right? So only excess amount of water is removed. Rest is reabsorbed, right? So students, our next topic is excretion in plants. So how plants remove their waste products from their body, because they do not have a well developed excretory system like human beings. So plants, they have different methods of eliminating their waste. For example, they get rid of extra water by transpiration. It is a process by which they lose water in the form of vapors with the heat of sun. In other cases, for other wastes, they contain dead cells. They can even lose some parts. For example, they shed their leaves. Alright, waste stored in the leaves that fall off. Many waste products, they are stored in vacuoles, and then vacuoles help in the elimination. Other waste products, they are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. You must have seen the release of gums and resins from the plant, and that is also a part of its excretion, right? Plants also excrete some waste into the soil around them. So in this way, plants get rid of their waste material, right? So students, this was all about excretory system in animals, in human beings, and this is the method of excretion in plants, right?